Hey everyone, Ekman here with another video, and today we've got my current build of the Son Goku Mini Daima leader. It's the Star Deck 6 leader for the Fusion World card game. It's honestly one of my favorite leaders to play right now. I think it has a lot of good matchups, and it's just generically very, very good in a lot of ways. So in this video, we're going to go over my current deck list. We're also going to have an example game at the end. I did a live stream where I did a good amount of climbing with the deck as well, which you can find free to watch, linked in the description if you guys want to check that out. But let's just jump on into it. So here's my list, which you can find in the description. Also, you can find all of my list for FB04 currently in the description as well on the team deck list, and I will update this and continue to update this as we keep going through it. So I did some like Vegeta baby testing, I've done some Majin Buu Evil, we have Son Goku Daima, and I'm looking forward to what kind of next leader I want to try to really kind of jump on into it as well. And also, while you're on the website, we do have some tournament results. We're going to continue to update this as well. But jumping into the deck list, I think there's a lot of contention for what the best red leader is in this format, in the sense that I think all of them are generically very good right now. In the fact that we have Beerus, I still think is a really great leader. It's probably been the best red leader since the game's been introduced. We also do have like Jiren from FB03, and then we also do have the UI Goku from FB04. So I don't think you can go wrong with any of these. And then also I think that this build is my personal build, but red has such a big amount of like viable cards right now. The card pool is really great for the deck that you can kind of pick and choose the cards that you really like, and the cards that you don't like can kind of move from there too. So for my build currently, and this is based off Dane's build, and I made some changes and some personal changes with it as well, but a couple cards that I really like for the deck. One, we've got the Son Goku from FB03. This works with their leader very, very well. And there's just kind of like a lot of times you will see in the games that I just play this on 3 and then I don't attack with it because I'm likely not awakened at the time. And then on the next turn, I just get to usually awaken. I become a 30k. I get to just get a lot of advantage with this guy being able to draw. And then my opponent kind of feels like they have to remove this. Or I just get another card draw. So that's been very good in a lot of ways. We do have some of the usual suspects, right? We've got Son Gohan Adolescence. We have Kefla, the one copy of this one. We're not playing the 3-drop Vegeta, which maybe I might find room for that one again, but I generally didn't miss it. It's the Super Saiyan God one, which you can discard the cards for. You can definitely play that card, and I think that's very good in UI and very good in Jiren as well. But in this deck, a little bit less sure for that card, but it's never like the worst card for you as well. We've got a good amount of 1-drops. We do have the Piccolo draw. We have the Whis. This card gets a lot of value in a lot of matchups. The additional -5 is great, especially because our leader only minuses 5. Sometimes that's not enough in a lot of situations. So this Whis really does help you get in range for a lot of that as well. We do have the Marcerita, one of the best finishers in this game, unironically, just being able to give a plus 20k to a battle card for one, especially like if you're playing UI, you buff up one thing and then you use your leader effect to, choose the card that you buffed up. It's very, very good. Son Goten Mini, just another draw. And then also the Shin Mini Daima. This one I didn't really think was really good, and then I tested it and I was wrong. So you should use this. There's a lot of scenarios where the -10k really comes up. Even if you have to like lose this card, it does help you in a lot of ways. And then we have like the Son Goku Mini. This one's been like a little bit underperforming in the fact that you have to take a card from your life when you play this. It's not add up to 1, it's add 1. So you do have to be like a little bit careful with it, but it becomes a 30k very easily. So there are some kind of like weird turns where this is like our best turn 2 play. You just have to be careful, like your opponent can't remove it, but then the fact that it becomes a 30k for like the rest of the game is really strong in its own way, and it's a 10k, so you don't really mind running this card either. Chi Mini Daima has been actually pretty strong too. Sometimes our best turn 2 play is just to play a blocker and draw, right? It's a 10k. I know blockers aren't as strong as other cards in this game, but there are some weird scenarios where your opponent kind of has to answer this card, which means they have to use some energy that they would have used to, play out a big double striker kind of thing. So there's just like some scenarios where this is just kind of good on curve, which is kind of weird, but it does happen. Other than that, our top end, we do have a couple copies of Jiren. This card's just all right in this deck. If you don't like it, you don't have to run it, but there are just some times where I needed to sink some energy into like a 3 or 4 cost play, and Jiren was able to just be good at that specific time. Son Goku, double strike is really powerful still for us. There's a lot of games where we just need to kind of double strike it out, and we can get some pretty good numbers with like Marcerita and our own leader effect. We're running a good amount of 10Ks. We're running 22 of them, so that helps a lot. The Secret Rare Son Goku, I think you have to play at least 2 copies of this. You can play up to 4. I'm at 3 because I only have 3 on the online client right now. But I think 3 is the number I would probably naturally go to anyways with it. It does help you a lot in the game. It does extend the value. There's a lot of decks that just kind of lose out on value the longer the game goes. So being able to kind of delay a turn helps you out a lot. And yeah, this card is really, really strong. So it also just generically board wipes, which is great. The minus 20k to everything is fantastic, and then there's like if they have like a 25k. So only issue with this is that 30k is kind of like one of the bumper numbers for this game, and our leader has a hard time removing 30ks kind of efficiently. We can get rid of 20s and 25s, but 30s usually need a little bit extra bump. So that's something that's a little bit trickier for us. But we also have this card. Shout out to Dane as well. I would not be on this card without him. But it's over. Activate main if you have a battle card with 30k power or more. Choose all your opponent's battle cards with 25k power or less and KO them. This shows up quite a lot. This is a very, very strong card in a lot of situations. Being able to give them minus, like, you know, if your opponent has a 30k, you just use your leader effect to give it -5, and then you can use its over. This card gets like so much value. It's my favorite removal card in this deck specifically because we can get that extra -5k. But also, if we only have a 25k on our own board, we can bump it up into a 30k, and we get, you know, the double range for this card is fantastic. So I highly recommend it. I wasn't on it at first, and then I played it, and I'm like, this gives me so much value so much of the time. So other than that, I think this deck is in a really good spot. There's a lot of other red tech cards you can play as well. I think if we're just looking at like red super rares and rares, I think like, again, like I mentioned, like I think Vegeta is still like not the worst card for you to play. If you like the card, you can definitely play this. I think some of the other red leaders just use it a little bit better, but you can definitely play this guy too. I was playing like God Kamehameha or like Spear of Destruction. This card still works with us great, just because you are able to be a you know, make a 30k go into range for this pretty easy. My only issue is that I don't like to like super quickly awaken some decks in some matchups because they do, you know, there's like Majin Buu Evil or like even like Baby Vegeta. Those just love to be awakened with a lot of cards in hand. So this kind of, you know, preventing them from giving them, you know, the free awaken kind of helps out a lot. So other than that, I think this deck is really great. If you want to run more self awakeners, you can. But I generally don't like to awaken super quickly. Make my opponent, you know, most of the time I'm like the defender or the control matchup. So because of that, I want it so my opponent has to awaken me, which means they have to use more resources, and then I can just kind of peter them out a little bit later. So, but here's the build for it, and let's just jump into our example game. All right, here's our example match. It's against Vale, who's currently in legend or god rank here. But we've got me on the Daima Goku, and then we have him on the Baby Vegeta. So one of the, I think, strongest decks in this format right now. A lot of people are on it as well. But we're just going to jump on into it. We've got a pretty okay hand as it is. We do have like our 1-drop and then also maybe a 2-drop if we need to. But we're going to start off with charging the Marcerita and then just playing out the Piccolo, get the card draw, and going from there. And pass it right on back. So generally I like to play like pretty slow with this deck. I feel like even though we get a great awaken ability, we can just kind of leverage it later in the game too. We just kind of want to be kind of obnoxious. So they're going to attack into us, go to 7. We get the it's over. They're going to play out the 1-drop Pan. So this looks up top 5 first on Goku GT. Our Trunk GT getting the 3 drops on Goku GT and passing back to us. So we could get rid of this, and I think we are going to do that. So we're going to use the Whis to get rid of the 1-drop Pan a little bit early. We also have like the 2-drop Chi-Chi, but we decided to charge that since we have this play instead. We get a second super combo, which is quite nice. Going to go 15 into 15 and then pass it right back. So we get like a good amount of value here. I think 1-drop Whis gets better the longer it's on the board in this game. And additionally, like Baby Vegeta has like no removal, so we can be really greedy in this matchup too. So hitting us down to 6 makes sense there. Going to get a Shin Daima. They're going to play out the 3 drops on Goku, going to use the effect to take a life, and then additionally go down to or get an energy marker rather, and then pass it back to us. So we get our secret rare, and this might be a little bit of a weirder play too, but we're going to attack into them. We're going to put them down to 15, or sorry, put them down to 5 life, 15 to 15, and then after that, we're just going to play out our 3 drops on Goku, and then we're just going to pass from there. We don't really want to have this in range of getting removed. They do have removal for 3 drops off like a grade 8 baby, but they end up not having it. They've got the 2-drop Trunks, GT, which is going to let them go down to 4 life, and they're going to be able to awaken as well. And definitely means like this is playing more of like the control version of this deck, which I personally like. I know like the aggressive version is a little bit more clear, but I think this kind of like value control version is really, really nice. But I don't also think like we have to like super awaken if we are playing this value version. We're going to play the Pan GT though. Going to get the 4 drops on Goku GT. And then for 4, or sorry, to finish up the 4, we're going to use the 10 times Kamehameha, which is quite a rough hit for us there. So they've got a pretty clear board, and we don't have a lot going on. It's Over does need to have a 30k out on the board, which we currently don't have. If we had like the 2 drops on Goku, that would be amazing right here, but we currently do not have that. So instead we're going to just play out this Clefla and just see if we get the lucky top deck, and we do, which is quite strong. We're going to play out the Son Gohan, and then we're going to be able to use that. So we're going to use the effect to give the -5 to, or 15 to the Trunks GT. Just because this will let us get some good value. We're going to awaken as well. And we're going to go 25 into 20. They're going to combo with the Trunks and the Pan. Just a good heads up play for my opponent, knowing that I can get rid of either one of those with my leader effect. And then we're just going to use the leader effect anyways. We're going to have 30k for the Kefla, and I'm just going to go 30 into their 20, since I think they're going to probably try to get out of this, and they are with a super combo. But hand sizes, it's 11 cards to 10. We're both at 4 life. My board's a little bit better right now. We're going to pass it back. They're also at 4 because they end up using their energy marker. So, but they do have the Great Ape Baby. We use the effect to play out a Trunks GT. This card is very good. 20k, and they're going to make it an obnoxious 30k. And also there's like a lot of situations too where like you can be really greedy with just taking cards. They're going to combo there. They're going to make it 40, so I'm going to use a super combo to make it 45, just because the numbers make sense there. And they still have 2 more attacks. They've got 20. They're going to make it they're going to make the other one 30 with the Son Goku GT, and then they're going to be able to draw 2 more cards. So at a pretty good spot for them. Yeah, 30 there, and I think I'm just going to consider taking this. Nah, we're going to use our other super combo. So 40 to 30, get out of it. And they've got a lot of pressure, 9 cards left in hand, and we're going to pass it back to us. So we're at 5. We obviously see our 6-drop Goku in our hand, so we want to try to play that next turn. We're actually going to charge the double strike, because I don't think we're going to need that in this matchup. Generally, the Vegeta baby players go down to 1 life pretty easily with their own effects too. But we're going to use the effect. We're going to get the +5, +5, or +5, -5. We're going to go 20 there. And this just kind of shows like a really good spot where it's Over gets so much value, especially on this leader when we can bump up our cards to 30k very easily. So we're going to go 30 into there. There's our Son Goku Daima that I wish we had a little bit earlier. But we are going to get that 30 there. We're going to use It's Over. And then just 25 into there. So 3 life. This Kefla was pretty good this game too. We did kind of luck out a little bit that we were able to see it with the Son Gohan combo, but I think we are in a good spot regardless. All right, they're going to play out their Son Goku GT that we know that they added to their hand a little bit earlier. They're also going to play out their 1-drop baby, but you can see like they're quickly running out of resources, right? And they're going to play out the 2-drop Goten. And we're just going to take this, so we're going to go down to 2. Again, we're not really afraid. We're going to get another super combo as well. They're going to go 30 into our leader, or sorry, 40 into our leader, bounce back the Son Goku. We're going to save this too. And yeah, 3 cards in hand, Son Goku GT. And they're just going to pass. They didn't even use the marker correctly, so they didn't get the extra draw. We're just going to play out our 6-drop here after using the -5 and +5 as well. And this is going to be, I think they concede right after this, knowing that their hand size is so small compared to ours. We have so much pressure, and it's going to be really tough for them to do anything about it. So that's kind of the idea. But you can kind of see like how this deck can really just grind out a lot of value. I never was afraid of anything that was on their board, and I was able to get like a lot of pressure. And again, like I wasn't anywhere close to losing the game at any point. I was never afraid of losing, and I think that's like the best thing about this deck is that you have to have like a really big heads up of like, when can I like take these hits and get the value from the life from it, and then with the 6-drop being able to protect us later in the game, we can be really, really greedy with some of the hits that we take and or don't take in a lot of ways. And we really want to try to defend our bodies on board if we can, because obviously they get a lot of value from our leader too. So that's the deck though. Hope you guys enjoyed the games. Again, if you want to see any more of them, you can check out the live stream I did a couple days ago. You can find it linked in the description. I'll catch you all next time.